Guys, we all know more than we think we know. We have more answers than we think we have. Why do you think it's really easy to give other people advice? You'll just be firing off these solid answers. And then when it's time to fix your shit, well, I mean, it's different because, well, okay, yeah, I need to work on that area, but the reason I haven't is because it's you. When you see someone else making a mistake, it's very obvious because there's no ego attachment. You're more rational, you're more logical. You're just like, yeah, that's fucking stupid. This person operating in that way, they say they want to lose weight, they never move, and they're always talking about food. Like, this is fucking dumb. And then when it's time to fix your problem, well, yeah, but it's also, well, I have these goals, and I'm really focused on this other area. So because my attention's wrapped up in that, like, we give ourselves an out, right? We give ourselves an out. This is the solution. This is the power of the hypothetical. If someone's struggling with drinking and they go to say out loud, hey, I'm done. I'm not drinking anymore. That's it. It's going to be very hard for them to even say that out loud. Someone very close to me, I would just ask her to say a sentence in a declarative way. Like, just tell me you are not going to do X anymore. Tell me from here on out, I am going to start doing this. And she couldn't do it. She'd be laughing. Okay, well, I know. It's like, well, yeah, but just say the sentence. She could not do it. She could not say a sequence of words in a confirming, declarative way. Because her own mind, the ego, is like, I'm not signing up for that. You're not speaking on my behalf, motherfucker. So whatever it is you're struggling with, whatever change you need to make that you're struggling to make, this is what you do. You go, well, hypothetically, if I stopped drinking, what would happen? What would happen? What would the pros and cons be? What would the negatives be? What would the positives be? Hypothetically, if I started waking up earlier, what would that allow me to do? And what would that restrict me from doing? Oh, it would allow me to do these very positive things, and it would restrict me from doing these negative things. That seems very much to my advantage, to my benefit. Hypothetically, just throwing this out there. I'm not saying I'm doing this shit. I'm not signing up for anything. But hypothetically, what would reality be like if I looked in the mirror and said, "Phew, it's pretty awesome," versus, "Whew, get that shit away from me"? How would that affect my day-to-day in this hypothetical scenario? How would that affect my mental health? How would that affect my confidence? And your mind's just going to be firing off answers so quick, because now you're hitting some scoop action. You're scooping around your ego and all your weird traumas, all the oddities that you have that keep you from doing positive things and keep you committed to doing negative things for whatever reason. We all got our weird shit, right? You sneak past it when you go hypothetical. And there'll be something that, when you look at it from your perspective, you'll wonder. I wonder if I would feel better if I did more cardio, just moved around more in general, just had more activity. I mean, maybe I would. I don't know. But when it's you, it's this very foolish. You act like, well, we don't know for sure. But if you go, hey, hypothetically, this person, if Hypothetical, and then it's you still doesn't do the trick, take it a step further. Hypothetically, this complete stranger, you don't know them, you don't know anything about their story, they're not even your friend, it's just a complete stranger. Hey, hypothetically, this stranger over here, they start doing cardio, getting their heart rate up more often than not, less time spent sedentary. What's that going to do for them? You're not going to do the same. Well, I mean, it might, maybe you'll say, yeah, they'll start feeling better. They'll lose some weight. They'll start looking better. They'll have more energy. They'll have more energy, not less. How many people don't move around because they're like, dude, I'm tired. The reason you're tired is because you don't move around. Just thinking about it, your brain knows, this person's going to feel better, look better, have more energy, more wind in their sails. The power of the hypothetical. And we have these resistances, right? We have these resistances to positive changes. So you go, well, what would be so bad? Because that's the whole concern, right? The reason not to do something would be in fear of or in concern of some negative thing, right? It's got to be a good reason you don't want to do something because you're worried about some potential negative outcome. So let's lean into that. What would be so bad about working out more often, loving the way I look? What would be so bad about that? What would be so bad about going to bed earlier, consuming less mindless entertainment, waking up with more energy, giving myself time to have a nice morning routine? What would be so bad about that? It's a very powerful question. What would be so bad about saving a little more money and spending a little less? What would be so awful about that? What would be so awful about dealing with this confrontation I've been avoiding that's ultimately going to make me feel better? This weight off my shoulders. What would be so bad about that? Like, I'm telling you, try this with anything in your life right now. And the whole point is, what this reveals to you is how much you already know, how many answers you already have, how smart you already are. You already know what to do most of the time, 95% of the fucking time. You already know what needs to be done. We just get in our own way. And the way we get out of our own way is now it's not about us. It's just a thought exercise. It's just a thought experiment. It's a hypothetical what if. What would that look like? What would the pros be? What would the cons be? And this is going to highlight your intelligence, and it's going to remove that ego part of yourself that just loves to self-sabotage your fucking ass. Because we all have that. Hey, I hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next one.